scaccia, or a pizza roll, some pizza dough with great fillings inside. And here we're gonna have leeks and ricotta in one, broccoli di rape and sausage in the other. And of course, you have to make the dough. Here we have a packet of yeast and about 1.25 cups of warm water and a pinch of sugar. And you let this proof for about 10, 15 minutes before you begin the dough. Then you take the flour and you put it in the mixer right here. Put a little bit of salt. You pour the yeast mixture right in and the oil. And that's as hard as it gets. Let's help the machine a little bit. Let's just clean down the excess flour on the side. And whenever you're making dough, always have a little bit of flour just in case. So let's see. And a good sign towards a dough coming together is when it collects around the paddle itself. That's a good sign. And when you hear it like that, slapping the sides of the bowl, then you're in real good shape. And usually for me to just kind of get it off the hook, I just take it lightly up and I let the hook kind of, okay. So I'm touching the dough. It's just a little sticky, which is good. And we'll fix it just with a little bit of flour. But when you do pizza or this kind of dough, I always like it a little looser because it will rise more. It would get lighter. So let me just give it one last whirl. So this is ready to proof. Let me just put a little bit of olive oil in here. And I'm doing that sort of to lubricate it so that the dough doesn't encounter the friction of the glass and it doesn't rise. I wanted to give it a smooth rising, if you will. And we put that right in. You cover it with a plastic wrap and you keep it in the kitchen in a warm, nice situation for about half an hour to 40 minutes and it will rise. It'll become double, if you will. Doughs have always questions. So this is Luis Arroyo from Long Island. And he wants to know, how do you stretch the pizza dough properly? Mine always snaps back or it gets too thin and holy. Now, do you get rough with your pizza dough? Gently does it, nice and easy. You kind of take it out, you roll it, you stretch it out, be gentle and feel it under your fingers. So don't be afraid to work the dough or pull it or stretch it for a pizza especially. Just don't overdo it. Okay? All right, Luis, I'm delighted you're making pizza. Celebrate like an Italian, an easy cleanup. For an Italian game party, most likely you will do a lot of cooking. They like a lot of food. So make your cleanup quick and easy. Forget the tablecloth. Butcher paper. Lay it out. When it's finished, just crumble it up and throw it out. A stack of plates is all you need to serve up the finger foods. Keep utensils at the minimum. Toothpicks are my choice. To keep those fingers clean, keep easy access to a roll of paper towels. And don't forget to have a bucket of ice with drinks within easy reach so the spirits remain high. Scaccia, the pizza roll. So we'll have two fillings. One of the fillings is onions and leeks. And you put the onions first and the leeks. And, it seems like an awful lot, but this will kind of shrink into half of that. Salt. And you just kind of mix. It's going to release its own water, and it's going to slowly smother and smother. And when it is nice and smothered, you need to pull it out, and you need to let it chill, just like here. For the sake of time, I have it here. This is how it looks to bind it all up with the egg. Okay. Ricotta, grated cheese, chopped parsley. Okay. And you just mix it well. So that's one filling. And the other filling, broccoli di rape, you all love it. You take the sausages out of the casing. So a little bit garlic, oil, get the sausages going, throw in the broccoli di rape, peperoncino, let it smother slowly, and you got the other filling. Louis, you're with me? Watch this now. This is how you stretch the dough. Always put a little bit of flour on the board, and you punch it down kind of all around, and you just let it flop out, just like that. So we have 2 here. Let's cut it in half. That's just about it. Leave this here, and we'll work one at a time. What you want to do is you want to make a rectangle out of it. So you see how the dough listens to me? It doesn't go back. That's because it has risen properly and it's behaving properly. Rolling pin, just like that. Just stretch it a little bit. So a little bit more flour. Stretch it just a little bit more. Okay, and you take the filling. Okay. And then you want to kind of roll it in a little bit like that so it doesn't escape out. You roll it in just like that, and a baking sheet with some parchment paper. So you've got little pinches here and there. It sort of lets the steam out. So that's scotcha number 1. All right. And here we put the broccoli di rape filling. Now, let's get the first roll over. And then you just roll it over. And here we are. Okay. Brush it a little bit with the oil just to give it some shine. You preheat an oven at 375 degrees. You bake it 40 minutes to 50 minutes, depends on how thick the dough is. You let it rest, and it's beautiful and easy. And Louis, you can do that. Okay, so the scotcha is baked. It's still nice and warm. So let's just slide it right out. Let's see, let's cut it now. So I think I'm going to cut it like this. That's one. And that's the other. So let's put this one here. And this one here. Let me cut a little, and a serrated knife. Nice and easy. So let's okay. And so that's a beautiful display. You know, I like my wine. But everybody else, the boys are having beer, so I might as well. And when you're in the kitchen, sometimes you don't have every equipment. Okay. Okay. Let me taste this. Really is delicious. The bread, nice and warm. The ricotta, the leeks in there. And you know, the game is on. So I want to invite you. Come to the party. Why not? And as I always say, tutti a tavola a mangiare. Vieni. Salute. A beer now and then is good.
To learn more about Lidia, access to videos, and to get recipes, tips, techniques, and much more, visit us online at lidiasitaly.com.